Hi, so many cool things. Definitely not the short straw. I got to tell you, for those of you who maybe aren't comic book fans, you might be movie fans. And if you saw the film Iron Man, which chances are you've definitely heard of it, you might not have realized that it all began as a comic book that almost failed and had the plug pulled back in the 70s until Bob Layton came along. This, folks, Bob Layton.
You just dated me. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, it was probably just last year. Yeah, just a little while ago. The man, the myth, the legend. Now, you have helped create and bring a lot of really iconic figures to life. Tell me a little bit about Iron Man.
Well, as a kid, I mean, Stan Lee created the original Iron Man, but it was never a successful comic at Marvel.
It almost was canceled.
Yeah, well, that's how I got on it. That's how they tried out new talent on books that were going to be canceled. This is back when they did newsstand sales, and you know, it was like in grocery stores and drugstores and stuff like that. So they signed a 12-month contract. So after month 6, if they knew sales were low, they would take their A-list players off, and they would try out new talent on books that were going to be canceled. And one of the books that I was offered when I came to Marvel as a snotty-nosed kid was Iron Man, and I jumped on it because I had always thought it could be such a better book.
So you revamped not only the look, because you did artwork for it, but you also were a co-writer, so you helped create the storyline. And what is it that you think you were able to do that really helped Iron Man take off?
I changed the emphasis of the series to Tony Stark. To me, Tony was an attainable goal that if you're going to have a fantasy as a kid, being the smartest, best-looking, richest guy in the room, it seemed a lot more attainable than being a guy who wears an iron suit and flies around with the Avengers, right? And so I changed the whole emphasis, created the corporate world that he lives in. Being a science buff, I started adding like real science to the armor. I started making it look like real metal, and it was just basically, I had thought about it my entire life. If I ever got my hands on this thing, I was gonna revamp it. So yeah, we wound up turning it into what you know today.
And one of the really cool things, Anu and Alicia, is that Bob actually then got to be on set advising during the shooting of the film's Iron Man. You got to see your characters come to life. People breathe life into it. And if you'd like to meet him, you can come to Comic Con. Motor City Comic Con opens today at 10:30 until 7 p.m. And those of you, the brightest and best, he's got some great advice, real quick, great advice for the brightest and best in our studio.
I never had a lot of opportunities to do what I wanted to do, but I never gave up on it. I grew up poor, so I only went through high school.
All right, they're telling me we got to go because we have a lot going on in our studio today. Never give up. That is, keep your dreams, and check out Motor City Comic Con. Back to you guys.